Hello, how's it going? You should be able to hear me. Hey Fish, what's going on? Had to get some stuff ready before I started. So, today I'll be picking up where I left off. And here is the other hand. This is the one that was assembled the other time. I also got some really cool stuff this weekend to eventually have my own airbrush and spray booth setup. So let me go grab those real quick just to show some of what I got because it's exciting. So here we have the Iwata Eclipse airbrush, what we call the HPCS Eclipse. So that's pretty cool. Then I also got this universal spray out pot, also by Iwata. So the idea is you put the nozzle into this pot, and when you're cleaning out the airbrush, all the excess stuff goes into the spray out pot, essentially as if it were a sink or something. Hey Johnny, how's it going? Then I just grabbed a handful of these. I got some Vallejo Mecha Color paints. This one right here is off-white. This one right here is gray zed. And then over here we have dark gray green. And these are only a few of the, what was it, 46, 47, 48 different paints and washes that I ended up getting of all sorts of different colors and stuff. You can find a picture of those on my socials and in the Discord and stuff. So I've got lots of paints now from the Vallejo Mecha Color line. I now have an airbrush, and so I still need to figure out some other things like the spray booth. Then there's all sorts of stuff I still need to buy, like the air compressor and various other things that are needed. The tracking on my model as I was moving around the moon is wild. Okay, so again, I'll be working on this right now. I had stated in a YouTube community post that I may work on this throughout last week. That didn't happen, so here it is, and this is still the next thing I have to do, and it's still going to take time to do. The hope is that it won't take too long, but obviously I want to do it correctly. Also, the reality is I don't really plan to use these hands with the final assembly. So once I have it set for display the way I want to display it, I will likely end up using the other hands simply because I want Strike Freedom to hold the dual rifles And to provide the most stability to those rifles, there's this, there's this, I'm not sure what it's called. Anyway, there's this opening and peg system. So there's an opening for the rifle grip itself. There's a peg on the static hands, and that will be a lot more stable than these hands would be, basically. So this still isn't properly trimmed. There we go. Oh, nice. There's one runner done. I still have not made a single premium Bandai purchase, and at this point I'm definitely going to figure out airbrush setup stuff first. I did see a really cool kit in Hobby Town. In Hobby Town the other day when I went and got the paints. Let me find a picture of it here. Oh, that explains a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, bear with me one moment. For some reason, my laptop isn't running on a source of power. Hold on. Okay, I think I solved it. What I had done, there was an actual tornado warning in my area throughout the past week or so, and I unplugged the power for the charger on my laptop from the surge protector I have, and hadn't plugged it back in yet. So my laptop was at like 30% battery life. Just now was changing to battery saving mode, which obviously wouldn't be ideal for the stream. Anyway, let's see if this shows properly here. So this is what I saw in store. This kit, this is a no-grade kit, but it's the RX-78F, I think it's 2 zeros. Then /E Gundam. It comes with the feather unit, and this is the chemical recycle version. Now let me find another picture here. Because I don't know what other pictures are right next to this, I'm not gonna accidentally show something I shouldn't. That'd be personal or something. So here's another picture. So this is on the side of the box. And it shows Ecopla and stuff. So this recycle version is a kit that's made with recycled plastic and stuff. Let's see here. Then I also found they had the normal version of it as well in store. So this is the exact same model, but it's not the chemical recycle version. So this is just a regular version, right? Then there was another. I took a picture of what the side of it looks like, and so this is what the side of that box looks like. So as you can tell, the Ecopla section is absent, and it shows some other stuff instead. Let me find. Take a better picture of the side of the chemical recycle version. But yeah, so I saw that. I didn't end up buying it. I guess I can show you a picture of all the paints. So here are all the paints I actually bought. I had another picture. So this is just a picture I took of the inside of the bag. And you can see the receipt, and it doesn't show any personal information, but you can see how long the receipt is. This is almost 50 different bottles of paint. They had it on this clear out 50% off thing. And then here is the here's all the paints I had before I bought these Vallejo Mecha Color paints. So this is all I had before that. So was there anything else on this? Oh yeah. So Hobby Lobby has this tank on clearance right now. The M4, I can't tell if that's an I or a Roman numeral or some. Yeah, okay, so it's a 1. Okay. Anyway, so this is only $5.50 basically. In my state with tax, it was $6 and a penny for this tank. It's 135 scale. But so I picked up one of these. I imagine they are not going to be restocking once they sell through all their stock of this. This kit MSRP is directly from Tamiya for $18. So super cheap. I'm just checking for pictures, see if there was anything else I hadn't shown directly that might be cool to see. I guess this picture. So this is where I'm streaming from. So that's what the setup looks like. You can see the magnifying glass and stuff. I've changed it a little bit since then. The light's in a different position, the camera for VTuber models in a different position, etc. But that's basically what I'm streaming from. All right, enough distractions. Let's start working on this. So this hand is obviously the opposite of this one. I am not going to try to turn this into another 2-hour-long tutorial video or anything. I'm just going to start, you know, working on it. So I guess I would start with this one right here, which means getting rid of this, which means I should probably do this real quick. That way, I have better access to it. And I think the pink one is the SPN 120. The orange one is not. Yeah, this is the SPN 120. Okay. So next, trim this. Cool. Put this back into here. And I start trying to loosen the fingertip. There we go. Not bad. Definitely works the way it should. Work on this one now. Giving some effort to move it first. So Johnny, did you see the new Gundam anime announcement? The was it San Diego Comic Con? Some Comic Con or some sort of convention thing took place recently, and it was announced there. Whatever that event was thing, it was announced there. Alright, so is that done to that point? Next I need to deal with this. Oh, I know something I could do real quick. So, for those who don't know, I bought this nipper and some other products off of godhandusa.store. It's Godhand's official USA web retailer. And they sent me an email wanting me to review or write a review for the products I bought. So I wrote a review for this, and I have no idea if they have approved your review and it's up on the website. So I'm actually going to just go check right now. If it is, I'll link to the product in chat, and you can go check the review yourself. Yeah, so I'm looking and I don't actually see a place on the website to see the reviews of products. That's wild. Yeah, so it looks like even if they did something with my review, it's not anywhere that I could be able to see it anyway. That's kind of funny. Oh well. Makes me not want to review any other stuff if the review isn't even going to be accessible anywhere. If a review isn't directly on a product page, there's no point. Like, no one's going to proactively look for wherever the heck these reviews are to read them. And I see no direction or redirect to them, so that's kind of surprising. Anyway, so I did this finger. Correction, I did this finger, and now I'm doing this finger. I'll go ahead and do hobby knife stuff. I'm just confused though. They prompted me to review it, but I don't even see a place for the reviews to be visible. So why do they... Maybe they don't have enough reviews yet, and so they haven't activated a module to show the reviews? I don't know. That worked. Alright, we'll say that's done. Okay. That works fine. Got it. Oh, it's loose. That's probably not good. Alright, there's that. Okay, what is it then? What is that from? Seeing all these new reflections I've not seen before. It shouldn't even be possible. I've not moved anything since, it's not that. I guess this somehow moved when I cleaned it. That's all I can think of. See if I can figure out where some of this stuff is. I found it. It's right around here. Okay, so that is down in here. That would get 2 of them. I would need something. Okay. So maybe this move without me knowing it. Oh well. It doesn't matter. I was just noticing it looks a bit different. Okay. So that's that finger basically done. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, cool. That one's already ready then. Alright, we'll say that's done. Okay, it's another one ready. didn't mean to set that there. Oil might get from that onto that and ruin it a little bit. Okay, let's see if I can get it to do the thing it needs to do. Doesn't look like I can. Okay. There we go. There's like this issue with the player where I can't remove certain songs from my favorites, and that was one of them. I try to keep the music free of explicit lyrics when possible. There we go, look at that. That definitely works. Cool. That's the thumb done. Cool. Now, I'm gonna be lazy and just go ahead and do the rest all at once. I don't care anymore. That should, to my knowledge, be everything. So next up is hobby knife. There we go, we'll see if that helps solve some of the issue. Oh well. Oh well. See, that was good enough. Oh, this is it soon. No. Find a good orientation. Okay. Well, for Tim, that's good enough. Alright, next. Do that. Okay. Now it's talking. I should put this into here. Keeping in mind that I need to take this out at some point anyway. There it is. That's now in place. Let me leave that there. Fine. Leave these here. Fine. Okay. It wants me to rotate these. Okay, here's that done. Cool. Next, it wants this around to here. Let me get out tweezer method I used last time to loosen that up. Here we go. Call that done. Okay. All right. So that's that. Let me move stuff again here. So now we go up to here. That's where we are at right now. I'm doing this high up because this is coming off the edge of my desk and I need the space. So it's talking about doing the fingers again. So if you remember the last hand, this was a bit time consuming. So I'll just do my best here, I guess. This one's already moved up. It came out. Again, it's so easy for these to just pop right out, unfortunately. So now that it is out, I will put some effort loosening this up. cool. I'll leave it out for right now, as messed up as that sounds. Out of sight is out of mind, though. There we go, got that one to move. There we go. I can definitely move pretty well. Okay. On to the next one. I got it to move. Alright, that's pretty good. Last one, which may also come out. Yep, it did. Alright. That's quite good. Next, I just pop them back into place. They're now back into place. Cool. Next up, where is it? Here it is. Take that out. Yeah, your name does seem familiar. How have you been? Yeah, I remember that. I was actually, you wouldn't know him, never mind. I still keep up with a couple of people from that FC. I don't remember what they would have been called back then, but Two Kinds and Toothless. Alright, I believe that's the way it's supposed to go. We do with this thing. So next, oh, that's pretty cool. At least I think Two Kinds was part of the group, and again, they were called something else. I can't remember what they were called. That's just for current username. They still play the game though. Okay. There we go. There's that. There's that. So there we go. There's both of these hands done. So next, that's a pop over there. Next are the shoulders, I think. Yeah, we're onto the shoulder frame assembly now. Now let me start getting out the parts for this. So there's a bunch of parts from the C runner, so I'll grab those. Hi, Dr. Goggles, how's it going? Oh, no audio. Oh, it's going okay. Just finished the motion manipulator hands over here. So now I'm going to be working on the shoulder frame assembly. Let's see here. Here we go. So I need C21, X2. Right here. It's not that one, it's this one. There we go. So then, C8 and 7. All right. Now I joked that these weren't the right parts. Turns out they're the right parts. I mean, two containers here, so that we can get all the stuff separate. So now I need an 8 and 7 in both. So I'll go ahead and do that then. There we go. 8 and 7. I suppose they were. Alright. We'll continue looking at C stuff. Looks like we got C6 right here. Okay. Then nothing else from the C runner. So I believe we're done with the C runner. Off it goes. Let's see here. Looks like some J runner stuff. If I can figure out which runners those are. There we go. There's the J runners. Alright, so J12, 11, and that's it. These right here, 12 and 11. I believe that was it from this runner. I'll grab the other one. All right. Okay, so 11 and 10 from this. Right here. So that's 11 and 10. I'm gonna do it sideways since I can see better that way. There we go. I believe that was it from this runner for right now. So from this, I need 7 and 6 over here. Is that it? Looks like that's it. Alright, this part right here.
Warning. Please evacuate. This is not a drill.
So 26. Right here.
Please evacuate. This is not a drill. Warning. Warning. Warning.
Okay. Alright, G13 and 12. Right. Oh, I forgot G9. Oh well. So D8 and 7. Wait a minute. Oh, I was reading it wrong. Okay. Seven. It's 8. I believe it's this part right here. And there we go. If I paid enough attention, that's all the parts for this next assembly section. There will be some stickers applied. Looks like right here, want some stickers, for example. I don't think anywhere else has stickers. Okay, let me go back to here, I guess. Alright, I've been going for an hour, so I'm going to take a very quick break. I'll run an ad to disable pre-roll on Twitch, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just now for the fun part. So right here, I have a digital caliper, and this is set for 3 millimeters. So the cutting thickness this allows for is 3 millimeters maximum for most materials, and for most plastic model kit materials. And so basically, if anything I need to remove is somehow wider than this, I need to use something else. So that's what this is here for. Now obviously, as I measure more things that I think are rather big and get a feel for what this size actually is, I'll be more used to what things look like well enough to be able to estimate and engage without having to do that and keep within safe parameters. Is the idea, at least. So then I've got this toothbrush on the other side, because you need to be able to clean this off, and it says you can't use your fingers because the oil on your fingers can ruin it over time, damage it, etc. So I try not to touch this with my actual exposed fingers, so I use this toothbrush. Alright, that's very sad. Oh, of course. Most of I use the correct container for the correct things. I'll this container be over here so you can see me fill it up. What we need to do though is have this be over here. The container has all the nubs in them from the kit so far. Okay, I was able to get rid of that one. Is that even one? Let's say that part's good. Even I think it's viable enough. All right. don't think I can get that one with this. Okay. It wants... Let me get too far here. So the way the SPM120s function is it's recommended to always make cuts, you know, basically around here or around here. All the cuts need to be around in this area. Anything closer to this is not recommended at all. This blade is very thin. You can sort of see it there, I guess. But the blade itself is very thin, right? So, because of that, it's obviously even thinner closer you to get to the tip. And so, around in this area is where it wants all the cuts to be if possible. Which means removing undergates becomes not viable with these specifically for a lot of them. So I've been able to get away with it so far, kind of. I'm going to have to use a different nipper for that. So that's where my old Display STA 3.0 comes in hand. Is I can use this to get rid of stuff because I've been using it forever. And because it doesn't say anything, I just use my fingers. That'll give a crap. Okay. Alright. What I'm trying to do here is get as close. I don't like it. Give me just a little bit closer, I'd be fine. But that's... No, I'm not gonna. It's not close enough. So we'll use this one instead, where I don't care. Wow. I also have the other left-handed nipper, the PN120L, which, comparing the blade on this, is super thick compared to the Display. So I could technically be using this one to do that, but because it has the same recommended usage as the SPN120, I kind of don't want to. So I could, but I don't want to. Not sure why I have that in my hand. That looks pretty clean though. Alright, so that's one of these shoulders ready. So next, let me get the parts out. The other one. And do the same thing all over again. Wait a minute. No, I can get close enough. Cool.
Tell me what you want.
Oh, it fell right off. Yeah, I don't think I can get that. It's not where the blade, where it needs to be on the blade to get the cut proper. Whoops. That felt weird. Wow. There we go, it finally came off. think I can get some of these. Should be able to get this one as well, but the other one I definitely can't get. Right, next, deal with this little bit of undergate right here, and we're done. Yay, woo. So next, we pop parts using hobby knife. Yay. So not every single part needs to be prepped. I'll just be paying attention to which ones do and preparing them. And again, my goal here is to make it look pretty, but more of to flatten the surface out and smooth it down in such a way that it won't, that the nub marks won't interfere with assembling. That's literally it. That's all I'm doing. Alright. Here's those parts prepared. Now I just do the exact same thing all over again to these parts. Yay.
Listen to me speak, but just do what you want. What words will you keep? The ones that cause us harm. You assume the worst, but that is yet to come. Because you caused it first, and now we've come undone. Caught up in trying to find a problem. Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Fed up with trying to fix our problems. Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Caught up in trying to find a problem. Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Fed up with trying to fix our problems. Why do we lose our minds, lose our minds? Look between the lines, because you bent the truth. Now it's hard to find a place for me and you. I know you're paranoid, but that does not excuse the way we've paved a void and made ourselves confused. Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try? Why do we lose our minds, sending us before we try?
Alright. I just cleaned the dirty stuff off of instruction booklet so that I can begin assembly. Bunch of stuff on this too. Alright, that should suffice. Okay. I believe it's this part. Into this part. Into this part. Let's see if this is correct. It looks correct so far. Here it is. Okay. I'm confused here. Okay, I see. So it's saying it should be like that. Okay. So we're saying this part is here. Like so. And this part follows. Like so. Okay. That was this step. So next up. Like this. Okay. I want it to do this. Which does look kind of odd. And next. Down to here. Click into place. Hold on. It's clear I forgot to remove some things. This right here needs to be removed. Cool. Should be ready to go now. There we go. That's pretty cool. Alright. So that's up to here done. Next, slide over. Now I start doing something new here. So it's saying that this is positioned this way, like that. And goes into this opening here. I'll angle it a little bit. And it's saying this closes in on it. There we go. Oh, I did it wrong. Completely wrong. Okay. I can fix this. Maybe. There we go. So it actually wanted me to attach this. There we go. That's what it actually wanted me to do. Which makes a lot more sense. All right. Okay, so that's how that goes. Then the metallic sticker goes over this part on both sides, number 5. I'll go ahead and figure that out here. Let me get out my and move this so you can actually see what I'm referring to. Okay, so then it is wanting I don't think that's going to help, is it? Not right. So we'll say that's good. And so that dot right there is where it wants a sticker to go. So let's see here. It says number 5, which is one of these circles right here, and it was. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Did I mess up? Did I accidentally use... There's only 3 more of these. It's saying X2, I don't have 4 of these though. Bear with me here, I messed up somewhere. I used the 5 where I shouldn't have. I don't know where that is. Okay, so 6 and 7 goes there, yep, that's fine. Yep, I used those correctly. Two, three, 4, yep, used that correctly. Why is a 5 missing? What the heck? Did 5 fall off or something? How am I missing a 5? That's supposed to be a 4. Those are the 2 frees. Arms. I'm so lost. Why is a 5 missing? I haven't assembled anything else. It's not only is a 5 missing, I have no idea where it would be. Because I don't see anywhere for it to have been assembled on anything. This is so weird. Aha! It's because I took out a 5, not a 4. That's what it is. So this is actually 5, not 4. So there's the oopsie. Alright, well, now I know. Alright. Anyway, I'll go ahead and use the 2 5s in this. Alright, so I get out this, I need this, need this, and I guess I might need that potentially, so that's why we'll grab that. Okay. Over here for right now. Make sure what's rolling from there, come on. Okay. So next I try my best out 5 here. Realizing this is kind of in the way, isn't it? I got it. I believe that's where I want it to be. Should work. All right. I got this one. Cool. All right. So there's one shoulder done. Now I do all the assembly stuff all over again. So we start right back over here. Other parts. I believe it was this, this, this. Like that. Cool. And then I have these two parts to go on. All right. Okay. So go back up to here. Just make sure I did actually trim both of these properly, because I forgot before. I did forget this side too. That's why you pay attention. Cool. This is the next part. All right, that's one in place. There we go, it's all in place now. So next, I believe it's this part. Just need to do that. And pop this into place. Oops, wrong way. Make sure the other side was correct. It might not be. Yeah, we're good. Cool. Okay, so next, I just do the Stookers again. It should be a sufficient spot. So this I'll have to use one of the 4 stickers, one of the number 4 stickers. So we'll get the last number 5 off. Got it. Got it. Cool. Here we go. I just need the other side. Again, that's where I'll have to get one of the number 4s. I could technically try and take the number 5 off of the body, but I'm not going to do that. I don't care. So it's slightly smaller, but not smaller enough, but at a glance, someone's going to notice. You know? So it should be fine. That's my hot take. It should be fine. I got it. It is smaller. Like I said, I don't think it's smaller enough to matter. There we go, got it. Okay, it's gonna be a bit harder, but should be able to make it work. There we go, no problem. Alright, that is the shoulder frame assembly done. So next, I can finish assembly of the arms and attach them to the body. So next up would be the waist. Let's get this out of the way here. Okay, so it talks right here about attaching stuff. Okay. So it is saying, at first I attach this to this. That's what it's saying to do first. Like so. There we go. This one's also attached. Cool. Let's see here. This should be the right arm. So we can get this to attach properly here. Did I? How did I make that mistake, I wonder? Well, I did, so... Interesting. Yep, definitely did it. Okay, bear with me here. I don't know how I did that. That's funny. So I put the hands on the wrong arms, basically. Come on, you. Yep. Saw that coming a mile away. It's the second time it's fallen out. Okay, so that's the actual arm. Let's see if I can get this to go in. Nice. So there we go. That should now be correct. Again, I don't know why that happened the way it did. Anyway, so back to what I was doing. Trying to get place. Cool. That's one done. There we go. Yay. So that's the arms attached now and everything. Definitely making progress. Which leaves the waist frame right here. Shows different parts, stuff needed, then all sorts of fun stuff goes on. And then it ends on the very next page. And that's it. And then it goes to the legs, which I imagine, like the arms, are gonna take the longest. I'm not sure if it will take longer than the arms, considering the arms included the emotion manipulator hands. But I digress. Anyway, so that's the immediate next thing for me to do. So next I'll be, I think, doing, let's see here. I was looking at the different parts and making sure I understand correctly. Okay, so some of the parts are the same for both sides. It technically doesn't matter. Alright. So I'm going to take another quick break here. When I come back, I'll remove from the runners all the parts for the waist unit and prep for that assembly and stuff. I'm not sure how long I will go today, but I know at minimum my goal for today is to finish the waist frame assembly. So I'll at least do that for sure. I'm not sure what the legs are involved with. It looks like the legs are exactly the same the entire way. There is nothing different about the legs except you change which way the joint parts go, and beyond that they're both exactly the same, and that's how we're able to condense it into essentially three pages. Yeah, essentially 3 pages. So assembly I just did was, well, it was one of the hands obviously, and then the shoulder frame assembly was 1 page. So, you know, 2 hours for that. So I'm not sure how long the waist frame will take. I'd say at least an hour, hour and a half. And so the legs could easily be 4 hours if I'm reading all of this correctly. And if that is the case, then I definitely would not be finishing the legs today. But it is possible I could at least get some of the parts out ready for the legs or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Time to figure out what all parts are needed for this. I'll go runner by runner again. Just need some stuff from the G runner. So 4, 5, 6, 7 at minimum. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7. Is 8 needed anywhere? Yes, it is. All right. Then I just do the exact same thing on the other runner. Let me go ahead and restart Monster Cat Player here since it's taking too long in between songs again. I'll go ahead and go by latest release again. All right. There we go. That's all the parts from the G runners. Cool. What's the next runner? Guess I'll go with the A runner next. What's A18? Here's 18. I need a 17 as well. So I need a 16 and 22. So there's 16 and 22. And I need 15 and 21. Don't know where these clear parts go, but I won't be able to use any of the God Hand stuff for that. Alright, so that... Oh, I need A19 as well. See it right there. So it should be A19. There we go. I think it's these hands right here that are used for the rifle. So I'll have to get that out at some point. But I won't be doing that right now. Alright. So that's everything for A runner and the G runner. So next up is the F runner from the looks of it. So F1 15 16. Sorry, 17 16. $17.16. Continue looking through F7. F18 and 19. All right. I believe that's everything from the F runner. So what's the immediate next runner after that? Looks like C. We got 15 and 16 here. This is a B runner, not the C runner. Hold on. There we go, I found the correct one. Saying 15 and 16. These parts right here. Go ahead and do these, so it'll be easier on me. There we go, 15 and 16. Next we can turn the page. It's all the parts so far. C19. Is this thing right here. Then I need C17 and 18. And C20. There we go. I believe that's everything from that runner. So next up I do actually need the B runner, which is what I had in my hand earlier. So I need B9, which is right here. There's B9. Then I need 15 and 14. It's right here. Alright, after 15 and 14, I need 12 and 13. For these parts right here. Cool. Lastly, I just need L19 and L29. Which I also believe marks the opening of the plastic bag for another runner. Welcome back. Here's the progress now. Yay. Almost done getting the parts out for the waist frame. Trying to put these back in my runner organization stuff, so I free up some space here. Alright, that cleared up a lot of space. So saying I need something from L1. Number 9. Which is right here. Then need the same thing from L2, which is right here. Whoops. There we go. Just for giggles, I'm gonna see if there's any actual difference between these parts. Okay, so this is L1. So we will say that L1 is off on its own, so I can differentiate them in case it actually ends up mattering somehow. There is probably a difference, but it's very small. All right. So now that's all the parts, I think, for waist unit frame assembly. So next, I can get all the parts out and prep them. Well, I mean, this stuff takes time if you're wanting to do it right. I mean, if you look at this though, you don't really notice any nub marks and stuff, right? So I've done a pretty good job of, you know, cleaning all of those up and whatnot. And if you're gonna do it quote unquote correctly, it takes time. And just because someone's fast doesn't mean they're skilled or the build is easy. they could just be sloppy. And just because someone is slow doesn't mean the build is difficult, because everyone has different approaches to how they are building things. There it is. Alright. So far I just use straight builds. I don't use any sanding or anything. I just use 2 free pairs of nippers and a hobby knife. I do panel lining at least for detailing. In some kits I do apply the decals. And cleaning up panel lines can also take time. Also, I'm streaming this, which is totally different from just building and watching something on TV in the background or whatever. I'm having to be constantly conscious of where I position everything so you all can see what I'm doing. As you might imagine, that takes a little bit extra time. I think part of what is taking a bit longer is using this new nipper from God Hand. Because there's so many ways you're supposed to handle it to do so correctly. Because it is such an expensive tool, and because it is so fragile, I want to try and use it the way it's supposed to be used. And so I'm having to develop new muscle memory for using it that way. And eventually I'll get more used to it. And there's also different thicknesses it can't cut through and stuff, or different positions on the blade it can't cut through and stuff. And so that's also just naturally taking a bit longer than I normally take for various things. I can build master grade kits pretty quickly. I think the fastest I built a master grade kit was around 6 hours. I think it was Depth Scythe Endless Waltz master grade. Or it may have just been Depth Scythe Wing. I forget. There's one of them I don't have, and one of them I do. I can't remember which is which. It doesn't matter, though. That's probably been my fastest master grade build. Like I said, around 6 hours or so. Some of them just naturally take a long time. Full Armor Unicorn Gundam Verka took me around 23 hours, I think. Also, this kit has a lot of extra stuff that other kits don't have. So, feast your eyes upon this. Look at that. Some of these are kind of really small. But there's all sorts of different places where it requires you to apply stickers. It also has photo etching stickers. So, you know, it takes time to apply those as well. So this is the L2 runner part. At least this isn't undergated, very small. They can be pretty tedious, yeah. It's the reason I don't apply all the decals on every single kit I do. Especially since the quote-unquote correct way is to apply a top coat, a clear coat afterwards to protect them. Having to clean stuff off with blades every single cut that leaves something on them does take more time for sure. What is that? Some small black thing came off of something or another. Oops. Uh-oh. Where did all that come from? I think I accidentally set it down on something and it picked some up. Alright, I think that's all the parts. So next up is trimming with hobby knife and then assembly. There we go. The main thing I have to for sure clean up are undergates. me go ahead and prep this other piece as well here real quick. I guess will involve using this here. I grabbed the wrong nipper, but it doesn't matter. This is the PN120L, not the PNS or SPN120L. I should get one of those nipper racks or something to hold all the different nippers so I don't have them all piled up next to each other. Okay. So it's right here. Cool. Next, I clean the lovely mess I've made up off of the booklet. All right. So before I start assembly, I'll take a quick break again and run another and disable preload on Twitch. Pre-roll, rather. Alright, I'm back. So, put this back on. Can start with assembly here. You're gonna find similar parts. Figure out I believe that's actually all the parts for this initial step here. So there's that. And then here is this part. Here's this part. And these two parts. And I believe that's all the parts for this initial step. So it's saying I take one of these, orient it this way, then take one of these, I do this. I've done that, let's straighten it out. Saying I then need to be bottom one of these to go through here. Alright. And it shows the checkpoint. This does indeed look that way. Then it is saying I take one of these and I slap it on like so. Cool. Alright. So then keeping, yes, keeping the same I'm confused. Turn the part to where? Okay, just making sure I understand which way they want us to go. Okay. So they are indeed. Yes, so do that. And we do this. Cool. I'm just saying it's here like this. Now we're done. The only distinction of which way is forward is what this central part looks like. See that a little bit, loosen up. No. Now obviously this is where the legs will attach. Obviously. So next, so this part and this part. So I believe it's this part first. I'm saying they want it to go this way, like this. Okay. Then I can take this. And smoosh it together, as you do. All right. So then that was this step right here. So next we're over here. I'll try to stay on top of moving the instruction booklet to show the step I'm doing as I do it. Since it's new having this magnifying glass, it can be easy for me to forget sometimes that I have to, you know, move things around a bit as I go. Okay, so this is C15, I think, which makes this C16. And then I need G7 for both of these, which is this part right here. And they're talking about using A17, which is this part. They're saying it needs to look like this. All right. So like that. And like that. Okay. Align with the grooves. So there are actual grooves. You can see. Where's my? Where did my toothpick go? You can see right here. That's the groove it's referring to. There's a similar groove thing right here, or a notch, or whatever that slides through the groove. So I have to line it up. Uh-oh. I see a problem now. I messed up bad. Okay. Yep. Yep. I messed up bad. Alright. Yep. I understand now. I messed up, though. That's on me. I broke it. Okay. So, I wasn't paying enough attention. It doesn't show up properly here either. The wording of the grooves distracted me from what actually mattered. Maybe you can see that. Hard to show it. Anyway, it's one of those parts that sticks out a bit, and you have to slot it through the gap so that, and then you can rotate it and it locks in place. It's one of those type of deals. And I, because I'm silly, tried to line up with these grooves here because I misinterpreted what it meant by grooves, and because the way it's shown wasn't, I wasn't reading it properly, basically. So yeah, so now I know they mean line this up with that, and it can properly slide into place. Once it's all the way down, I can then rotate it around and it'll be locked into place. Cool. And it actually does want me to take this even farther. It wants me to straight up do this. There we go, I got these parts to be in a bit more so it can easily move around if it needs to. Alright, that's pretty cool. That was that rotation. So now we're saying they want this part and this go here. So there we go. Interesting design because there's a gap between these. That will be how the chest can move, I guess, or another articulation for the torso, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, let me put everything back up here so I can turn the page. Alright, let's move this over so we can check this out here. Okay. Now I will have the parts to the right of the magnifying glass because, as you might imagine, this cutting mat is a bit filthy, and on top of the instruction booklet is a bit cleaner place to set them, I think. But I will also get out parts where you can see them and stuff. Let's see here. So do this part and this part. Now it isn't exactly, I think it is implying that it wants me to install this first. Like so. There we go, that doesn't look too bad. So next up, move over to this right here. This is where it uses these parts. Bear with me here. I want to find the, I believe that's C19. This right here is L29. Then I have L19 in another container that I'll take out once I have done all this assembly stuff to keep myself from making too many mistakes here. Okay, so it wants the opening that's more to be up top. So it can slot into that. That makes sense. There we go, cool. So here's that done. Notice saying that it wants this. Helps if I have it the correct way. And because this part is so small, I'm not going to bother panel lining it. I just can't be bothered. Alright, so now I can properly get out the L19 part to install on the other side.
Just maybe. There's no future for me here.
There we go, cool. So there is that done. So that's that. And next, we start dealing with these things here. So it looks like it uses... Okay, so this is going to be the wrong part. I am essentially doing the exact same thing twice. We can sort of see because it's having me do the exact same thing over here too. Okay. Then it needs I believe this is C17, which would make possibly this part A16. We'll see if this goes together the way it's showing things. It looks correct to me. They're saying that this attaches here, like so. Cool. So that is one of these done. Go ahead and move instructions over here. Next we'll be doing that. I don't know why it's sticking out a little bit. Maybe a part's slightly bent or something. Because that's not... Oh, interesting. Hold on. There we go. No, it's still sticking. Of course it is. Oh, whatever. There's only so much I can do about that. The other one's sticking out. No. Bummer. Oh well, doesn't matter. Can't expect everything to be perfect. It is only a plastic model kit after all. This isn't building a rocket or a Formula 1 car or anything crazy. Okay, so next up, it's these two parts here. So we're talking like they want the bigger side to go on this part. So it looks like their suggestion. So I move this out of the way. Cool. And doing that frees up access to these. So then, saying I do that. Okay. Here we go, got to go in all the way. See if I can get Side to do the same. There we go, sent all the way. Cool beans. So you leave that, it's tilted. Yep, there we go. Okay, so for the immediate next step, he was wanting me to put these back, I think. Then, just need to use this, slide down this. Like so. And that helps further lock things in place. Hooray. Cool. All right, so next is over here. And use the last parts for this. Big surprise, I know. Okay, so it wants stickers on these, number 8. Let me look at what that is and see if it's... Okay, so those are half circles. Okay, so I'm gonna have to line that up a bit more specifically. I also wonder if it might be better to attach it at least to the full section. We'll attempt without doing that and see what the actual benefit is. First off though, I can go ahead and attach these. So there's that one done. So lastly, I just need those parts with stickers. And once those are attached, I put this on to lock them into place more easily. Or more fully, rather. Anyway, so it's these stickers right here. Adjust that a little bit so I can let this go in spot to see everything. Let's see here then. Yeah, so a problem I'm having is where the sticker needs to go, right? Let's see here then. Now if we do that, start considering things like that, that could be better. I see. What if I do that? That's closer to doable. In which case, if I move enough of this stuff out of the way, I can have access to that opening. Okay, so for this one, the half side goes this way. Not the stuff I need for this. Okay. Let's see if I can get either of these to come out. Uh-oh. Problem is the majority of the stickers on this. Well, it's on, sort of, so now I just have to adjust it. Where did the toothpick go? Well, that's annoying. Where did it go? That's annoying. And I gotta find another thing to try and use for this. And I'll look for the toothpick after. So the idea here is okay, next, just attempt to rotate it into place. Really doesn't want to go. Alright, that's sort of in place now, is what I'll call that. Okay. So next, use this to try and do that. Okay, now I look for the toothpick. Worst case, I just get another toothpick. It had indeed fallen off. So there it is now. Woohoo. Anyway, so that's that one done. Now I try to mirror There we go. So now that is all set up and ready for me to apply the next decal. Let me put this here, I guess. Go ahead and put this up. It's kind of pointy. Let's see here. Which side does this go to? So this is the other side. So it must go here, yes? Let's go ahead and assemble this one for simplicity's sake. Cool. So next, the exact same thing as before. Get out sticker. Ta-da. And I do my best. Looks like I need to move this around. That's annoying. This is stupid. Send away. Alright, from there I should be able to move the other. Alright, now I just try my best to convince it to go into spot. There we go. That works. So there's that done. Cool. Lastly, put this on over here. Okay, then it wants this. All right, that's in all the way. Oh, come on now. There we go. That's as far as it's going to go. You're saying right now that has been done. Put this into place. I'll assume that's correct. Alright. Then it wants me to go ahead and attach trying not to apply weight or pressure in weird spots. There it is. Woohoo! This gold inner frame is really cool. Alright. So that's now the current progress after 4-ish hours. Pretty cool. So up next would be the legs. And once the legs are done, then phase 1 assembly is done. After that would be the back unit, and then the armor. So looking at directions here, these are, it's like free-full pages. It gets pretty crazy. It gets pretty crazy. There's going to be so much to the legs. Then it gets to here, then you're done. And the backpack assembly is also pretty quick, if I recall. Rather, it isn't super duper long. Then it's just doing the armor assembly. Then you do the accessories and stuff, and you're done. So, page 19 out of, let's see here, 40 something if we include the action base. Yeah, 40 something if we include the action base and how to set everything up. It's around to 47, to page 47. That's around the last page. Yeah, we'll say 47 to 48. But as far as actual proper assembly goes, we're done on page 42. And after that's the display base and things related to displaying it. As far as actual assembly of things goes, we're properly done on page 41 out of 19. So we're just under halfway as far as the amount of pages. However, you also have to factor in the fact that 2 of these pages are these really cool things right here, right? And so, you know, those pages are cool, but they have nothing to do with assembly. Anyway. So that's what would be up next. I do think I will go ahead and end here for right now. I am very hungry, and I don't want to just quickly eat something and continue. I want to, you know, properly sit down, eat food, and whatnot. So I think that was some decent progress for today. That was the goal I had planned, and I have achieved that goal. if I'm able to start around the same time or start a bit earlier tomorrow, my goal for tomorrow would be to do the entire leg assembly, with the idea being that I want to finish phase 1 before I have to go back to work on Monday. Then I can do a cool short little YouTube short of the model kit showcase, showing it off on my Lazy Susan rotating display base thingy and whatnot. And then next weekend continue assembly with the back unit and whatnot. I think that's what my current plan is. I'm not sure if I will stream again later today and do some sort of gaming something or not. I'm still kind of sort of in limbo in terms of figuring out what I actually want to play on stream. I'm close to done with Forza Horizon 6, but what I have left I'm not interested in doing right now. Similarly, I'm close to the end of the main story for Pal World. Again, what I have to do, I don't really want to right now. And so yeah, then there's some other games I've not played that I could start and whatnot, but I'm not sure. It also depends on if I have to end up doing anything else today. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed another session on Master Grade Extreme Strike Freedom. Hope you're enjoying this magnifying glass setup. I will pick up where I left off sometime tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you all later.